so much, Christina. So our final presentation today will be from Portl.
Hi. Hi, I'm David Nussbaum, founder and CEO of Portl, and our mission is to help people cross divides of every kind and improve communication through volumetric life-size projections, commonly referred to as holograms, that bring clarity and even emotional warmth to interactions with machines. Portl devices in airports or hotel lobbies or cruise ships can let real humans explain directions, either with live representations beamed from other offices so people with mobility issues don't have to walk half a mile, or with pre-recorded content utilizing facial recognition and artificial intelligence to customize the explanation. Portl will soon be offering tabletop devices. We will be calling it the Portl Mini. It's about 2 feet tall, about 1/5 scale of our large units. And these bite-sized machines can also be in hotel rooms, offering VIP concierge services without guests having to leave their room. Portl can also answer questions in any language, including American Sign Language, otherwise known as ASL. As Scientific American reported recently, ASL is a very difficult language for people to understand on flat video screens. The full-size 3D effect of a Portl projection in ASL lets bigger signs be seen. It increases the detail needed to understand more delicate signs, eliminates video blur, and lets the signer's warmth and humanity give a more emotional weight to the messaging. Clarity in a busy transportation hub is crucial, and Portl's touchscreen functions for people of any height and for those using them from a wheelchair is important. The ASL empowered units can also make shopping more accessible, and which would be great for customized explanations in museums and other attractions. Portl is backed by Tim Draper, one of the world's amazing investors, and he's one of the first investors in Tesla, SpaceX, Skype, and so many companies, you can't even list them all. He changes the way we live through his investments, and we, Portl, have already been shipping units worldwide, and new units are coming up all the time. So thank you for having me.
David Nussbaum from Portl. Judges, over to you.
Hello, David. Andrew Garnett from Special Needs Group. So,
hey, Andrew.
When I first saw your presentation, I thought to myself, remember, is it live or is it Memorex? So you got to see if you can get that tagline and say, is it live or is it Portl, right?
Well, Andrew, I'm going to steal that from you, and I will tell everybody that I thought of it myself, if that's all right.
Sounds good.
What I say, actually, Andrew, one of the things that we say is if you can't be there, beam there.
Okay, that sounds good.
But yours is better. I'm gonna steal yours.
Okay. So do you consider yourself to be a service company, a hardware company? What direction are you going in?
Yeah, I mean, we are a service company. We're a communications company, I think, first and foremost. In a world of COVID, but even before that, there's travel restrictions, and it's very expensive, and long flights can sometimes, derail meetings of any kind. So the ability to beam from wherever you are to wherever you need to be into as many different locations at the same time, with the ability to completely interact with each location, in 4K volumetric resolution is the future of communications. Certainly, it's great as a commercial tool for retail, but as a communication device, I think that's where we are. We're also, software and production company as well.
Okay, and with your equipment, is there any kind of burn problem with the hardware itself? If something is up for too long, like a screensaver type?
Huh. No, that is not an issue with Portl. The image is only there for as long as you want it to be there. There's no burn problem. We'll leave them on for weeks at a time without turning them off. It doesn't heat up. It doesn't leave a burn. The projection looks like you are there. Andrew, if we beamed you in from wherever you were, you would appear, I've got a portal right over my shoulder here, you would appear like you're here. And then the second you materialize out, poof, you're gone.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
So this is Ron for Royal Caribbean Group. So David, tell me a little bit about your business model. Where's the revenue coming in for and all of that?
Sure, great question, Ron. I also want to introduce my Chief Operating Officer, Doug Barry, who's on here as well. He might jump in at, I don't know, but if he wants to, he's great. Several revenue models. We sell, lease, and rent the hardware itself. So the portals do, we make them, we manufacture them, and we distribute them. And so there is a cost to the hardware. We have an ongoing software, annual software license fee. So we have embedded in each device, we have facial recognition, data collection, and other analytics that will allow the portal to read the room and then offer the specific piece of content that was made for that type of demographic. So there's an ongoing, and then there's the whole content control platform, which would allow you to remotely upload, remove even playlist specific types of content without having to leave your office. So there is a bit of a software annual fee there. And then there is ongoing content creation and advertising, potential advertising revenue through a distribution channel that would make sense for it. Of course, there's a lot of entertainment value in it as well. So we get a lot of business through information, entertainment, and education. Doug, do you want to
I think that's
expand on that?
Yeah, we sell a piece of hardware. We have an annual software license fee, and then we have some other service revenues.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Doug just took 4 minutes of my thought and put it into 10 seconds.
Well, you say it much better than I do. You're more
No,
eloquent.
I don't know. You've done a good. You should just be the one talking. We save so much time. Great question, Ron. Did I answer it?
So David, hi, this is Betty. You were talking about education area. Can you expand on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I've got a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I've got one on the way. Nothing is more important to me than children's education and the ability for them to communicate and be informed. So imagine a professor beaming from her office into 100 classrooms around the world with the emotional connection that you just can't have in one of these Zoom rooms. We're talking about full body, 4K resolution. We're talking nonverbal cues and body language that really do tell the story. So this is a way to educate and communicate with children of all ages. And you heard in my video earlier, Tim Draper is one of our, he's our lead VC. He's got Draper University. He believes, like Doug and I do, that beaming educators into multiple locations is the future of how teachers and students will communicate with each other. And then we have a mini unit as well. So the units in the homes will also really play a huge role in our future. Doug?
So how expensive are these units?
Okay, so the units they sell for $60,000. Those are the Epic, the huge human-sized units. The minis will retail right around $2,500, give or take. We're still figuring that bit out.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Doug, I think I cut you
No, I
off.
was just going to say, we just sold into our first university medical school about a month ago. And they're going to beam in, professors from around the world to talk about different topics to their classroom, as well as do evaluations and consultations collectively. So they're using it, we think, in a pretty interesting way.
at your price point, I get the fact that big giant universities, big giant venues, the old Disney Universals of the world may or may not make sense for this. Smaller individual boutique operations, give me an idea of why they should entertain your product, I guess.
Sure.
What's that pitch?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, we have, and I'll make this quick because I only have like a minute left. Because of all the data, facial recognition, and analytics, we are making it very easy to have the right piece of content play for the right type of person. You can have, we also finance, so they can also be financed for like $2,000 a month. So we're not expecting everybody to drop $60,000 before they see a unit. So we do have the ability to make it easy for people to afford them. And that's another reason why we have the smaller units. The smaller units will sell for around $49 or $59 a month.
You know, and I know the other thing we tell people is it replaces travel. I mean, you don't need to fly, you know, for every meeting. So we think it does replace some of the travel costs and time. But it certainly is for larger organizations. The Mini's for the smaller organizations.
I'd like to censor that thought.
What's
Is
that?
the Mini portable?
Go ahead.
Portable, yep. The Mini is portable. It weighs about 12 pounds. It's got a handle on the back. You can take it from room to room. And it's hologram Zoom meets hologram masterclass. I mean, we expect that people will have the hardware of the Mini with an ongoing interactive dedicated content that will be fitness, education, information, inspiration, and entertainment.
I know we're almost out of time, so one last question really quick. It sounds like your product is also multifunctional because you started out with the entertainment option, you know, say, you know, AI-based entertainment based on the venue and the guest. So you've spun into an accessibility component providing, say, ASL, you know, sign language interpreting experience. Are there any other accessibility options offered for other types of guests, accessible guests? Like, for example, people who are blind, people who are in wheelchairs. What kind of options do you foresee for your product for those other types of guests?
Okay, terrific question. Doug, do you have an answer?
Mobility for one. By the way, that was my daughter in the video. She is hard of hearing, and so she signed for that video that David showed. So that's clearly one. But I think anyone with mobility issues. I mean, my mother's 90. She has a really hard time going up and down stairs and through airports and lobbies and museums. I'm hoping that it can be a way to project information, you know, around large properties so she can still enjoy the experiences. So that's one thing we've talked to some people about. So I don't know if it answers all the various disabilities, but I think mobility for sure.
Okay, so we have to cut it off right now. So thank you very much, David and Doug. Doug, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Jake. Thank you.
All right.
Next time we'll do this as a portal. I'll beam in there live.
Oh, should have done that already. So just so
Next time.
yeah, at the
Nice
live
meeting you.
event.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Sren?
Fantastic. Oh, fantastic, Jake. I think that was our last presenter.